So, lacrosse background, because I know you were asking some people about that. So I grew up in Rochester, New York, and it was a pretty big public high school that had a huge lacrosse program that became bigger than baseball. And I think because this guy had brought lacrosse to Rochester in the mid-50s, so it became a big sport. And I had played baseball like a few other people were talking about. Loved baseball, loved pitching. But I didn't play football, I played basketball. So my older brother played lacrosse, said you gotta try it. It's a great sport. And so I did learn before high school. I played all through high school. I learned how to pass a catch and cradle through, before I started, and then played all through high school. And we were we're a dynasty. It's a little plug for Irondequoit High School, because we actually won 66 games in a row, and we lost when I was a senior to Lafayette, which was we called them Indian schools in Syracuse, but we did travel to Syracuse, 2-hour bus trip, to play some really good teams, and lacrosse was everywhere up in upstate New York. And we had an amazing defense. I would say that was a key to that year. And actually a lot of depth. Midfielders were great, and our attack was great. And I know that I was like with Terry Allen. Terry Allen used to, he drew a lot of attention. So initially, I know people didn't know me from other teams, but they certainly knew Terry Allen, so they would double up on him and leave me alone. And so he was able to pass it out. If I was in the right spot, it was a goal. So that was great. That was great. In our defense, I have to, I don't want to name. There were so many good players. The player I would say who was memorable in practice and scrimmage was Paul Bunn. So when he guarded me, and I know he was talking about a poke check. He had this vicious poke check, and I was thinking about this. I have this benign heart rhythm, it's called a left bundle branch block. It's benign, very arrhythmia. I think it was from Paul Bunn, because he poked me in this, right in the chest. So my strategy with him was not to try to ride into him. I went the long way. I tried to outrun him. That was my strategy with Paul Bunn. But he was a great player. And obviously Monk was a great goalie. So, and then we had incredible runners and athletes, good athletes.
By runners, you're talking about middies?
I'm talking about midfields, people who could really run the ball, who were really great athletes and who did not play lacrosse before college, which was amazing to me. So it was phenomenal. I had no idea we were such a good team. After college, I joined Vista. I was a Vista volunteer in Kentucky for a year. It was pretty interesting. And then I got a low lottery number. I don't know that other people have talked about this, but I got a low lottery number, so I was going to be drafted. So I wasn't going to go. So I got a conscientious objector status, and so I worked for 2 years, moved to California, then traveled through South America. So I was 26 before I was done with all that. So it took several years. Then I was interested in community mental health. So I got a master's degree in community mental health. I worked in a lot of urban areas, in a lot of kind of hardcore, underserved, underprivileged, poor neighborhoods in Boston and elsewhere. And then, and here as well. So I stayed with it. I worked in some schools, and currently I'm in private practice in West Springfield, Holyoke, and it's pretty. I'm working part time. I still like it. and it's interesting. It's a challenge, and I've probably got 2 or 3 years left in me.
So I was speaking to your wife Ellen earlier today, and she assured me that she was going to be there on November 12th for reunion. Are you going to be coming along with her?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And it does bring back, lacrosse is a great sport, and everybody was great. So I brings back the excitement of those years. And just think of the beginning of the horn sounding and people racing out in the field. Wasn't it amazing? The sticks. What a great sport. Sticks in your hand, the ball. What an incredible invention, So anyway, I'll definitely be there. We'll all be dancing, right? And live band.
Well, Monk's got the tunes all picked out.
He does?
They're from the Beta Jukebox, so we have that to look forward to.
All right, I will be there for
anyone
sure.
in particular that you're hoping to see? Characters from the past?
Well, like I said, I want to talk to Paul Bond about the poke checks.
He's a doctor now. Maybe he can help you.
In particular, I do, and I want to see everybody that was, old teammates, and particularly guys from my class, that I don't see very much. Yeah. So, be there.
Yeah, you turned me